Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Monday night. That means we got some great racing action for everybody again. It is a GT45 Gaming Motorsports Multiclass Championship, and it is round number 4. Today, we go all the way over to Italy. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous place. And we head to Monza. It's all about speed tonight. We are going to see these LMP cars finally get to open up the engines a little bit and really let these cars roar. And the GT3 cars are going to have a very fast race here tonight. So it should be very exciting. It is going to be 6 LMPH and 7 GT3 cars to tackle our 1-hour racing event at Monza this evening. So I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope we're all ready for what should be a pretty crazy race, I think. It's going to be a very high-speed race. On the screen in front of us is our suggested blue flag zones for the viewers. So this is the ideal spot around Monza for lap traffic to allow faster traffic through, i.e. the GT3s to let the LMPH through without any time lost to either driver. However, with that being said, this is just a suggestion. It is the ideal spot to let our drivers through, but not the case. If the LMPH run into the GT3 in a spot that is outside of that suggested zone, it is up to the GT3 car to hold its line and remain predictable, and the LMPH driver is to find its way around that GT3 car or its own class car, if that's the case, if it's lapping its own division car. Same rule applies. And now, of course, the track itself. Let's talk a little bit about Monza. It's a 3.56 mile racetrack, 5.73 kilometers, has 11 left and right hand turns. It is a tarmac surface. It is obviously a real world circuit. It is all real world circuits here this season, and has an elevation change of only 44.25 feet. So not a lot of elevation change here at Monza. It's a very flat racetrack. There's not a ton of cambering in the corners, and it's just all about car control, loading your suspension, and really good exits. Out of the very few technical sectors around this racetrack, it is designed for speed. All right, everything looks like it's working good. How you doing? How you doing, Ness? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you stopping in. All right, so, boop, there we go. As you can see, we have almost all our drivers here. We are missing Ishmael. Who are we missing? Fast Ginger? We might be missing Fast Ginger. Yeah, it was Fast Ginger. Alright, sorry. Got distracted as I was just tracking all the drivers. We're just missing one here right now, and they're usually late goers. They usually get in the lobby just in the last few minutes before the race, so we should expect our GT3 Championship points leader to be popping in any moment here and have that car ready to race. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I know it's Monday, right? It's beginning of the work week, but let's finish it off right. Let's finish it off with some good racing action here from the GT45 Gaming Motorsports crew. So what's happening here is we've got 6 drivers in the Toyota GR10 LMPH car. They are in an individual championship. They have teammates that are driving in the GT3 cars, and those cars are also in their own individual championships, but one driver from the LMPH and one driver from the GT3s also make up a team championship as well, which is a secondary championship to the 2 individual championships this season. We also have a new addition here this week coming in from RA, the Race Asylum crew. Streeter Tom coming in to race here this week as well in the GT3 class, which now gives us 7 GT3 cars here in the lobby during the races. So that should be interesting. The GT3 class has been crazy close all season long, and with the addition of Streeter Tom coming into the GT3 field now, it is going to be extremely tough for our current 3 GT3 pole sitters, or podium sitters, pardon me, to find that first place points, because of course Tom is very quick. Fast Ginger! Everyone is here now, yep, you betcha. Alright, so qualifying will start in 5 minutes. So how this is going to work is we'll have a 20-minute qualifying session. The first 10 minutes of that qualifying session will be the GT3 class. They will go out for 10 minutes. They will run for 10 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, they will be called into pit lane, where they will bring their cars back into pit lane. And the LMPH will then go out and finish the remaining 10 minutes of the qualifying run until the checkered flag. So they will get about 11.5 to 12 minutes of time by the time they exit pit lane after the GT3s enter. So that's how we keep the classes separated, so we don't have any cars running into each other during qualifying, faster car running into a slower car, and of course both those cars having to lose time to navigate each other. So this is how we kind of keep it fun and fair. And then from there, we go into a 1-hour endurance race. The soft tires are required today, and that means that they just need to use that tire. It is a 4 times tire and 3 times fuel consumption race, meaning every time that they take a lap around Monza, they will use 4 laps worth of tires, and they will use 3 laps worth of racing fuel. So it will force a pit stop at least once this week, potentially 2 stops here this week, depending on the strategy of the drivers. With the soft tires being required, it does force the drivers to have to use the soft tires, and they will not last very long here today. 6, maybe 7 laps, I suspect. On the LMPH cars, probably 5 or 6. So we should be in for a pretty good race here tonight, and there's been lots of action here so far this season, but Dylan is our clear-cut LMPH driver that has the target right now. He's won the first 3 races of the season. He's been very dominant in the prototype cars here again this season, and he's the man everybody's trying to find an answer to right now on the racetrack this season. He has a fairly firm lead currently in the point standings, but he's not ran away with the championship just yet. With the formatting, of course, of the points and the system that we have in place here this year, it does allow for drivers to close gaps back up, but it's tough when you have a driver like Dylan who's very, very consistent, our current LMPH championship points leader coming into round number 4. So it's going to be very interesting what we're going to see here today. And we're going to jump to the big screen as soon as we get qualifying going. So I just would like to thank everybody for tuning in here today. And do me a favor, don't forget to hit that like if you're enjoying the content. It is going to only continue to get better from here. So I will not be racing this race. I will be your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. And we are going to live broadcast this race as it happens, live in motion. And that's a big thank you to Gran Turismo 7 and the spectator mode that we have. It does allow us to watch live races. So it should be fun. It will be fun. These guys are great. And gals. We have a mixture of men and women racers here in the field today as well, so it's going to be very spicy. We've also got controller, wheel, and VR2 racers in the field here today as well, so very large diversity and mixture of equipment and styles of racing hitting the racetrack here. And this is a difficult racetrack. The big concern obviously here is going to be lap 1, turns 1 and 2, and turns 4 and 5. Double chicanes. We got 2 classes of cars barreling down on them at different speeds. It's going to be interesting, and the GT3 cars typically get a better launch than the prototype cars do off the line as well, so they got to kind of check themselves up just a tiny little bit and allow just that extra half a second for those prototypes to get their wheels turning, and then very quickly you'll see those prototypes start to separate from the GT3 cars. But it should be a fun night of racing. Monza always provides some interesting racing, that is for sure. Is it Temple of Speed or Cathedral Speed? I think it's a Cathedral Speed, if I'm not mistaken. Yo, what's up, Cupcake? Good luck tonight, my dude. Cupcake is in for Ten Tenths Sheriff Doofy here this evening as well, stepping in as a reserve tonight. May see a Cupcake Streeter Tom combo here maybe next moving forward. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, but could be interesting. So we do have room essentially for 2 more racers here on Monday nights as well. We would like to see at least 1 more LMPH hit the field, and then whatever the other one is, it is. So there's 2 open slots here on our Monday nights as well. Alright, so we are 1 minute away from qualifying, so we are going to send it over here in just a moment. We're going to throw the track map back up for everybody here just for a second. While I do a little clickety-clack here. Not very well either. Alright, so we're just checking in with the drivers to make sure everybody's ready. Alright, so we'll give the drivers just a minute to confirm that they're ready to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of our 13. 8. Some are in VR, sometimes they don't see the chat. If they're listening to the stream, they catch it on the stream, so that helps them sometimes too. That was about 10, 11. Alright, there we go. Let's go do some qualifying, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, this is where it starts getting good. This is where it starts getting good. Just a little bit of visual distraction here for a temporary moment for everybody, while we get things tweaked the way we like them. There we go. We got some double audio going on here. We got that sorted, and it is again going to be our GT3 class going out first. So we're just sitting on board with an LMPH driver currently. So what we're going to do is let the GT3 guys get out, kind of get through the first set of corners. They'll hit that live timing sector, and then we can follow these guys around here for the first 10 minutes while they qualify. So let's find who is out first. It is D. It is Ride the Light. So our second place, current second place driver here in our GT3 championship. Ooh, and he's gonna have to gather that thing up. Gonna pick up a half-second penalty, but you know what? That's the rightest out lap here. The tires are very cold on these cars, and they have to build the racing tire temperature up and get some heat into these tires before they're really gonna maximize themselves around the racetrack. So we're not really going to see the best times from these drivers until probably maybe their third or fourth laps, once they build that temperature range up into the racing tires that obviously is going to give them their optimal grip. So it looks very warm on the racetrack here today, this afternoon at Monza this evening, and that's going to give the drivers a false sense of security as the race progresses tonight, because we are in evening conditions here, which does give the possibility that we will finish in dark conditions here today. So we'll have to wait and see, but Ride the Light Speed will be our first driver through the start-finish line here, and it is just a plethora of GT3 cars here as everybody continues on through, and it's Fast Ginger right there, I believe. It is. That's going to start our hot lap here. We've got 3 GT3 cars separated by about a second and a half here in qualifying. So this gets a little bit tricky because you obviously don't want to make a mistake. Like you see Ishmael bail out there because he got a little hot under braking there, and he decides to reset and come out and try again here. So that's unfortunate there for Is, because he's going to lose a hot lap out of that there too as well. But he is our current GT3 points championship leader, Ismail, as well. So if anyone can handle it, it is going to be him. So as we continue to stick with this here, it is Fast Ginger and Ride the Light Speed. And normally we see these guys really spread out in qualifying and utilize just clean air and some free space on the racetrack to do their qualifying in here today, but it doesn't seem like either one of these two really want to give up that free space here today. So they're going to try and do it nose to tail, and that makes it a little bit difficult because dirty air, the driver in behind doesn't need to worry about dirty air, but you do get the slipstream in behind if you stay close enough coming out of the corner. So it could technically be an advantage if you can manage it properly. And that Mercedes just got a rip through Iscari there, as Fast Ginger will take us through our first hot lap here in qualifying for our GT3 class, and then we'll try to keep up with everybody the best we can. So Fast Ginger and Ride the Light Speed are literally going to come through here very, very at the same time essentially. So we'll see which one has faster pace here as they come across start finish line on our first official qualifying lap of the night, and it's going to be Ride the Light Speed. So Cover currently sitting in pole position. Miss Devious does not take that away. Here she is going to sit in third place. Cupcake is going to jump ahead of Miss Devious here. We have Medic coming around next. He is going to remain in 5th place here for the time being in the GT3 class. Streeter Tom's going to come through and jump up into pole position here in the GT3 class, and that was an outlap there for Ismail, so we'll have to wait and see what Ismail has there. So Streeter Tom currently sitting in pole position with a 148.434. That puts Ride the Lightspeed second in behind, 1.1 seconds in behind Streeter Tom. So things are about to get a little bit interesting here. Let's go TT. What's up, Alpha? How you doing, dog? Hope you're doing good, my man. Hope you're doing good. All right, so Ride the Lightspeed's gotten around Fast Ginger here. Now, even Fast Ginger may have let him around, knowing that driver fairly well myself. If he feels like he's impeding somebody, he'll just let him go by and just tuck in behind. That's exactly what we're seeing here. So we're going to stick with Ride the Lightspeed and Fast Gingers. Again, they'll come across the line before any of the other of the GT3 cars, and then I believe it's going to be Miss Devious and Cupcake next after them. Just doing what we do, my man. Just doing what we do. I should check to make sure everything's working properly, though. I'm just sitting here yapping away. Yep, everything's looking good. Alright, so Ride Lightspeed here looking to gain some time on Streeter Time here. The RA driver, our new entry into the championship here in round 4, and coming in hot to trot, sitting in pole position currently here for the GT3 cars. And of course, bonus point there for our pole sitter in each class here tonight. So our pole sitter in GT3 will get 1 bonus point, and our pole sitter in LMPH will also get a bonus point here tonight. And he does improve. He gets 3.5 tenths better there, and Fast Ginger comes through and does not find an improvement. So let's get to Miss Devious here. She's coming around, and that's going to have her currently sitting 4th place there, and she got a little bit too much curving there in on the entry into Ascari, and that really threw the Lexus there for a whip. And Tom improves his pole position time there with a 47.981. So Miss Devious is going to scrub off the tires there. We got Medic, who has just come through. He did not improve that time around. And where did we see Mr. Ismail go here? Up into 2nd position with 149.182, but still 1.2 seconds shy of Streeter Tom here. Our new entry with a 147.9 flying. And some competition has stepped in late to the season here in the GT3 division. So this should be an interesting race here tonight. Let's get back to Ride the Light here. I believe, again, he's going to be the first one through. We still have 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining for our GT3 class here. So they got enough time to get one more lap in here, it looks like, for the most part. Most of them should get one more in. And I mean, if it's like 3 or 4 seconds to the after the 10-minute mark and a right coming around to the start-finish line, they can of course complete that lap, and that lap will be counted. But I mean, if it's 30 or 45 seconds past the 10-minute timer, obviously that lap will be null and void, and they'll be placed back into their previous fastest lap position from there. So we do have race officials monitoring everything that's happening here during our race days as well. And there's the process for everything. So no improvement there from Lightspeed. Let's see what Fast Ginger has here. Cupcake does improve there himself, and that is going to still keep him in 5th place currently in the GT3 grid. So Fast Ginger has about 7 tenths of a second on him here right now with that 49.6. I think Tom improving his lap even more there by 2/100ths of a second, and Ismail also improving his lap as well by about 7 tenths of a second, or 7/100ths of a second, but still not a big enough jump there to challenge for that pole position. So that really important bonus point for our current championship points leaders in the GT3 class is being held back here currently by our new entry, Streeter Tom. Miss Devious is going to jump up into 4th place in the GT3 car here as she comes around with 49.528 that time around. Just trying to find the one that is closest to the finish line. There he is. There is that. No. I think it was Ride the Light. All right. So our current 2nd place driver here in qualifying, I believe. I should have joined. There is still a couple spots open. There's still a couple spots open, Alpha. Alright, so Red Light getting a big exit here around, what is that, Parabolica? I think that's Parabolica. And taking that short entry, it's going to be a 49.551, so it's not an improvement there. With only 40 seconds on the clock, he's not going to have enough time there to grab another lap. So let's jump on our second place driver. Sorry, pardon me, Red Lightspeed was in third place at the time there. Cupcake has brought his into pit lane. Let's see if Ismail can find some more time here. It is a 48.673. It was a big gain there, 0.6 of a second. And that should secure second place for Ishmael here as well. So Red Light just going through his devious is just going to finish here. She should be the last driver to complete her lap here. So and again, she's right there on the cusp, so hopefully she just comes across start finish line here and finishes her lap, gets that time in, and she most certainly does. So we just got to send the LMPH out. All right. These guys are on it. They know what's up. They all know what's up. All right, let's go find that lead LMPH car. I'm assuming it's probably going to be... Where is he? Right here. Yeah. It is going to be Dylan. Dylan is our LMPH championship points leader. He has a solid lead right now. I think it's about a 9-point lead over JP, currently sitting in second place, and a 10-point lead, I believe it is, over JSET, sitting in third place here currently in the LMPH. So Dylan has well, one in each spot. Well, one LMPH and one either or. One dealer's choice and one LMPH position still open. You can see Dylan's just weaving side to side here. That's just to build that, what we were talking about up at the beginning of the GT3 qualifying. The LMPH cars have to do the same thing. They have to build heat in their racing tires before they can really send it. So that's what we've seen from Dylan there. He was swerving side to side, left to right, or across the racetrack like that. That helps build a little bit of heat up in the racing tires quicker, and that's exactly what he's trying to do here before he enters Parabolica to set up his first hot lap. So we are going to sit on board with Dylan here as he continues around, because he will be our first driver to complete an official qualifying lap for our LMPH division. So congratulations to R.A. Streeter Tom for the pole position in GT3 class here tonight, and that bonus point. These bonus points are very important with the point system here this season, and we're going to stick with Dylan here as he continues through. But let's jump on board with him here during this qualifying lap. Take a little bit of a look at what it looks like inside one of these LMPH Toyota GR010 hypercars. So essentially this is a prototype car on steroids. This is considered a hypercar, and falls right into that prototype class in real life. This is a car that was ran at one point, or is still currently being ran, even potentially in some parts of the world, in that prototype or GR1 LMPH class, depending on the organization, depends on how they class the car. But it is a real car that was really racing, and again, we try to keep everything as realistic as we could this season, right down to the GT3 cars competing, right down to this LMPH. But due to the imbalancing of the LMPH cars in Gran Turismo 7, we have to keep it as a one-make series this season, because there's just too many differences between all the cars. No LMP car is identical without putting some kind of tuning into them to make them identical. All right, so Dylan is going to come across here. Obviously, he's going to sit in pole position here as he comes across first. JP is going to be next in behind here, and he's going to take second place there. Jolly Rancher is going to come through in behind him. It's going to be second place there for Jolly Rancher. Egon's going to jump up into P2 here. JSET coming through. What does JSET have as he comes through the line? It's going to be good enough for second place for him. And TDC Gaming, or the damn cat, coming through here finally for our LMPH, and it's going to be good enough for third place. So it is Dylan sitting in pole position with a 134.145, Jade with a 135.2, and TDC with 35.7. Lots of time on the board still. That was only the first attempt here for the drivers. So these guys are going to take this right to the checkered flag here tonight. And then we'll give the drivers a 5-minute preparation time to do air pressures in their tires, make those final adjustments to their cars, get their fuel load, change their tires if that's what they want to do, and we'll send this race off in good old-fashioned 1 hour endurance style. Alright, so we're going to stick with Dylan here. Again, he's going to be the first one through as he comes through Ascari. There's super tidy exit there. I thought he was going to push that wide, but he just absolutely reeled it right in, kept it nice and tight in a straight line. And I mean, this guy has been just unbeatable here so far this season. And again, looking very strong here tonight at Monza. And he finds more time. It's a 1:33.663. So now he's got a second and a half on the nearest driver here, who currently is J-Set, as he comes through. JP, he's just coming through there, sets a third place time. Jay's coming through right now, and then he's got Jolly Rancher in behind, who doesn't look like he's going to be improving. Jay does improve with a 34.6. It's still a little under a second away from the current pole position time. TDC is going to come through, move himself up into third place ahead of JP. And we got Jolly Rancher coming in, having a little look-sees here at that car. And right on back out again. So just a little adjustment here, and he's going to fire it back out and send it again. So Egon, a 35.9 there as well, with a little improvement, half a second in behind JP so far. So it is Dylan still with 9/10 of a second to the good. Sitting in provisional pole. He is up on that lap as we head into Ascari here. Let's see if he holds that coming out in towards Parabolica. And just tidy, keeping that nice and tight to the apex, floating it out wide, using all of the corner on the exit there. He actually left a little bit of track there even still. And as he comes through, it's a 33.615. So the man is moving today, but he's got, I mean, these guys are giving it everything he's got. JP really floating it out there. He uses every millimeter and a little extra of the racetrack on the exit there. And it's a little greasy out there, so we'll see what he does. And it is not an improvement there as he comes through. Looks like J-Set made a mistake. Damn Cat is going to come through here. And Egon improves with a 35.8, good enough to still leave him in 5th place here, but closing a little bit on JP. And TDC has a penalty here, so it's going to be unfortunate for him. That 35 flat is going to be a nil and void lap for him as he comes through, because he has that penalty carried across the start finish line. Even the game will show you that his lap is there, but it will not actually count that lap. So that is a void lap, unfortunately, there for TDC Gaming, who I believe will be live on YouTube right now. I think Cupcake as well will be live on YouTube with their point of views of the race as well. J-Set here, 1 second in behind Dylan. Currently, we have TDC half a second in behind J-Set. We've got JP 2/10 in behind TDC Gaming, half a second separating JP and Egon, who's getting a really wide exit there as he heads through the Digners. And we've got Jolly Rancher here in 6th place. He's 8/10 in behind, and on a flying lap here, he does have an improving lap coming. Let's see what Dylan is doing here as he comes around Parabolica for the 5th time here now. And we're going to see 2 or 3 more laps out of these LMPH cars yet here at a minute and a half. These guys are going to put in some laps today. We are going to see some passing today, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what. Alright, so it's going to be JP next to come through here as he's coming around Parabolica. And again, really wide exit coming out of there, an entry. And I'm not sure if that's relating in time or not for him there, but maybe just not quite getting the entry right into that corner. And he's definitely losing time, I think, in Parabolica there right now. You got TDC Gaming and J-Set coming through here. They're both very close together. TDC chasing J-Set currently here as he comes through. It is not an improvement. J-Set comes through. It is not an improvement there from J-Set either. Egon gets it wrong. And Jolly Rancher waiting. Does get the improvement there. So 3/10 of a second currently in behind Egon. We got a penalty there on our current pole sitter. Jay is saving his car as he goes through the grass there. It looks like under acceleration coming out of turn number 2 there, the car just snapped on him, and he had to gather it up there. That's a typical thing that happens, especially in that part of the racetrack here at Monza. Is going to be something that the driver's going to be very hyper aware of on cold racing tires, and especially at race start here tonight, because you just can't quite get on the power as quickly as you'd like. JP is up big here, looking to try and get somewhere near that podium position as he's coming flying through here, and we're actually going to stay with JP here as he comes through, and he's still got 1.7 seconds separating himself and Dylan, but he really needs a good parabolica here, and this is where he's been struggling, and he's definitely got that dialed in here this time around, and as he comes around, this is definitely going to be an improvement, but how big of an improvement is yet to be determined. It's at 35.267, so it's still going to keep him in 4th place, but it puts him within a 1/10 and a half of TDC Gaming. Alright, where's Dylan at here? 33.7 and 35.2 with that penalty. And you can see how quickly the penalties affect these drivers here at Monza. It just absolutely kills all of your speed down that run towards Parabolica where the penalty serving zone is, and that is where you need the speed. It kills all the momentum to the car, and typically that penalty ends up doubling in size due to the fact that you have to get back up to race pace again as cars are just zipping by you at 160, 170 miles an hour. These LMPH potentially 80, 90, 100, maybe even 200 depending on where on the racetrack it is. So they sound so good, don't they? They really do. Alright, so this will be the final lap here as these guys come around. Dylan is, I haven't been paying attention if he's up, down, or all around here. He was very close there. It was a 33.5 from him, so well, that's what we saw, but it didn't show a purple, so it must have been a little bit slower than that. Ooh, and JP got it really wide there, and I think he had to bail out of that, and I think that probably cost him any time gain that he may have had here. Let's see what he does as he comes across. Yeah, no, it was not an improvement there. JP has done it. We got Jolly Rancher through. TDC is finitoed. Ah, there it is. Egon was the last one to come through. All right. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our grid is set. Congratulations to Dylan for pole position here in the LMPH. That is 4 weeks in a row for Dylan in the LMPH, and he is going to grab that ever so important bonus point that he's been scooping up all season long. So let's take a look at qualifying results here. So it is Dylan in pole position for the LMPH. JSET will start in 2nd place. It will be Ten Tenths Jolly Rancher in 3rd position with TDC Gaming in 4th place. JP will start in 5th position, and Egon will start in 6th place for our LMPH division. In our GT3 class, it's going to be newcomer R.A. Streeter Tom in pole position with championship points leader Ismail in 2nd place. That puts 10 Tenths Miss Devious in 3rd position, Ride Lightspeed in 4th place, Fast Ginger in 5th place on the grid, Cupcake in 6th place on the grid. Cupcake is reserving for 10 Tenths Sheriff Doofy here this evening, and Medic in 13th place or 7th place for our GT3 cars. So again, 6 LMPH and 6. I don't know if I took a screenshot of that one, so we're going to take it again just in case. LMPH and 7 GT3 cars. So we are right on the money here. All right. So how was that for everybody? That was fast. That was fast. So while we're doing that, we'll talk about the points here. And again, this just gives the drivers a chance to swap their tires, adjust any fuel temps, any air temperatures, pardon me, before the race starts here. So this is just that... Sorry, just got a DM I'm answering real quick here. Lost my train of thought, chat. Lost my train of thought. That happens sometimes. All right, let's talk about our standings here. So our LMPH individual here. It is Dylan in first place with 114 points. It's JP in second place with 105 points. Jay is in third place with 103 points. Egon in fourth place with 99 points. TDC Gaming in fifth place with 98 points. And Jolly Rancher with 61 points. He did miss a round of racing, so definitely hurt him in the overall standings there for the LMPH. Our GT3 individual, it is Ismail in first place with 102 points. It's Ride to Lightspeed in second place with 95 points. 10 Tenths Misdevious in third with 92 points. Sheriff Doofy in fourth with 87 points. Medic in fifth with 84 points. And Fast Ginger in sixth place with 63 points. Also missed one of the races this season, starting in round 2 himself. And our current team point standings is Humpty Dumpty Motorsports, which is Dylan and Ride Lightspeed with 209 points. Sim Racers, which is JP and Ismail Truth, in second place with 207 points. And 10 Tenths Simracing, comprised of JSet and Sheriff Doofy, in third place with 190 points. So just a little breakdown on what is going down after 3 rounds of racing here. So we're starting to see a little bit of a point spread here, and that's why the bonus points are ever so important, because the way this works is you get 1 point per completed lap in the race. So tonight we're going to see roughly about 30 to 31 laps. I think from the GT3 cars we'll probably see anywhere between 33 to 36 laps or more from the LMPH cars. So if the LMPH leader crosses the finish line at 36 laps and everybody stays on the lead lap, everybody will get 36 points. So well, how do they get rewarded for their win, you may ask? Well, simple. That's where the bonus points come into play. You get 1 bonus point for pole position, you get 1 bonus point for fastest lap, you get 3 points for first place, you get 2 bonus points for second place, and you get a bonus point for third place. Everybody that finishes off the podium just gets laps completed points, and that is where the point separation starts to come into play. So our podium is still rewarded for their placements in the grid, but this is per class. So our LMPH and our GT3 cars both get the same point systems applied, and of course cumulative points between the LMPH driver and the GT3 driver that make the team, of course, create the team standings. All right. It's just a little 1-minute warning type deal. Half of the drivers already said they're good to go. Most of the time, then we can just start the race. But again, I just like to give the drivers the opportunity to, do any changes that they need to make based off their strategy for the race. There's no starting requirement on what tires that the drivers need to start on or anything like that for the races. So it's entirely up to each driver and each team how that strategy is going to go. Let's grow. # Team Rad. How you doing, Nolander? Appreciate you stopping in, my dude. Ready to rumble, says Cat. Alright, as soon as that thing hits half past, we will start the race. And then we're going to have 60 minutes of what I suspect is going to be pretty crazy action here at Monza. We're not quite done with the controller yet. We still gotta hit a couple buttons. A couple of visual distractions. Alright, so we will see 5 red lights light up in the top middle of the screen. They will sit there for however long that the game decides they're going to sit there for. Those lights will turn green, and that will be the drop of our green flag. Kick them tires, light them fires. Let's go racing, folks. And we are waiting, and we're green, 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 green. And the LMPH car's got a decent start off the line here this time. Usually they're a little sluggish in comparison to the GT3 class, but they actually got a good line. And Jolly Rancher is going to absolutely go for it here. Ooh, we got a tap coming in here. We got some contact, and everybody's just going to try and survive here. So Egon getting into the backside of Dylan there. I believe it was Egon. It might have been JP. One of the two cars got into the backside of Dylan there, and our pole sitter down into P5. Did our GT3 cars make it through live? Let's go look. All right. Oh, look at that. The GT3 cars got through much better, it looks like, than our LMPH cars there. And it was just a little tap between two of the LMPH cars there that created that little bit of a cluster. So worked out really great for Ten Tenths Jolly Rancher here, who's currently now sitting in first place from third place on the grid here. JSet is in second place, chasing with TDC Gaming in third place. Trying to close the gap back up 1.7 seconds. Egon here in fourth place. Dylan is in fifth place here. And for the first time this season, Dylan is not in the lead of the race. So let's see how he handles that. We've got JP here in sixth place. Over to our GT3 class. It is our championship points leader Ismail in the lead with Ride Lightspeed in second position, but he's got RA Streeter Tom all over his business here, and it is going to be battle on here for second place as Tom goes up the inside heading into Parabolica here. Very hard move, and both in a Lexus, so hard to get the pull on him here. And which car is going to get the better exit here? Ride the Lightspeed does seem to have the stronger line on the outside there, and he is going to hold the challenge off from Streeter Tom here, and it is going to be position defended here. So Ride the Lightspeed holding on to P2 here from RA Streeter Tom, but as we head into turn 1 and 2, Tom is going to try it again here, and we are going to go side by side into the Monza turn 1 chicane, and Tom should be able to get the job done here. A little over under action potentially from Ride Lightspeed. Nope, he's just going to settle in, and Tom gets it done, moving up into second place there. Great little battle between the two drivers. Dylan already back up into P3 here as he's made his way around Egon and TDC Gaming from fifth place. So Dylan back into third position, and his sights are set on second and first position here. JSet and Jolly Rancher up ahead. So it is Jolly Rancher with a 1.2 second lead over Ten Tenths JSet here right now. Jay has a 1.7 second gap over Dylan, who's very quickly gained a 2.6 second gap over Egon and TDC. So I'm not sure what happened there. Just some good hard battle in there, and that has separated the drivers up a little bit. But Egon just getting through his scurry there. 3 second gap, and JP now 2.7 seconds in behind with TDC Gaming very close in tow here, 1.2 seconds back. And we have some different tire strategies going on here again on the racetrack as well. So we've seen that in last week's round at Suzuka. We're seeing much of the same thing here again this week at Monza. So it's going to be interesting to see how the varying strategies play out for each of the drivers. Again, the soft tire is our required tire here today. Really going to come down to how each driver can manage that soft tire on the racetrack is really going to probably determine their strategy here. We have a yellow flag waving there, and I'm not exactly sure why. We don't have any stricken drivers on the racetrack here. And the LMPH class, not super close together, but pretty close together. Not like these GT3 cars. Look at this train of GT3 cars we got going on here. We got our championship points leader Ismail in the BMW here, leading the GT3 class down into turns 1 and 2 here on lap number 3. Remember, this is a 1-hour endurance race, so we got lots of racing to go here. And it is just a train of GT3 cars here. Streeter Tom in second position, just about a second in behind here right now. We've got Ride to Lightspeed about the same distance in behind Streeter Tom. As Devious is about 1.3 seconds in behind Ride to Lightspeed. Cupcake is right on her rear bumper here, 3.5 tenths in behind, and the GT3s, our top 5 GT3s, are very, very close together here. Big slide from Ride to Lightspeed as he comes through the corner there. And then we've got Medic and Fast Ginger here in the Mercedes and the Ford GT here in 12th and 13th position, or 6th and 7th place here in the GT3 class, about 7 seconds in behind. So I'm not sure what happened to those two. There were just a couple mistakes maybe on the racetracks, but this racetrack is very fast, and it is very easy to lose time here. And as we can see, Dylan already around JSET here in 2.4 seconds up the road. So Dylan is not messing around here now, as the target up ahead is Jolly Rancher. So his lap 4 here, and Dylan has first place about 2 seconds in sight. He's got JSET still trailing 2.5 seconds back. But again, remember, I did say we have a very large variety of tire compounds on the racetrack here tonight. Again, much like we had last week. And that's going to make for some interesting race strategies and pit strategies here tonight. So Egon here in 4th position. He's got about 3.2 seconds in behind. Well, it was Jolly Rancher. Now Jolly Rancher with a spin. It looks like they're into turns 2, 3, and 4. And can we catch it? Oh, on the exit there, he's just a little too hard on the throttle on that slippery curbing there. And he's going to put the nose on the wall there, pick up some damage on top of it as well. Unfortunately, there, that damage will go away. It is just on light this season. But definitely going to be a setback for the next 30 seconds. And that's allowing JP now to close in. So from 1st to 4th place there with just a moment on the curbing. And the curbs are slippery here at Monza. You have to be careful under acceleration, especially when you start to get past the rumble strip part of the curbing. And just very, very slippery. And you see Cap there getting a little bit rolling through his scurry there, having to take the runaway lane to make sure he keeps it mean and clean. And as we're watching our LMPH drivers, we have a lead change here in GT3. R.A. Streeter Tom now up in the lead here for the GT3 division today, and that leaves Ismail about a second in behind. So Tom is showing his might here at Monza right now in that Lexus, coming in for his first round of the season here this week as well. So Ismail is 1.3 seconds currently in behind that Lexus. We've got Egon go to 3rd place because I'm looking for the 3rd place GT3 car, but that's actually not the right spot. So let me get with my bearings here. We've got Ride Lightspeed, who's only half a second in behind Ismail. Now these two are challenging each other for the championship points lead right now, so this battle is a very important battle. Whether it be a battle for 2nd or a battle for 4th place between these two drivers is really irrelevant, because Ride Lightspeed does need to start finding podium positions ahead of Ismail and some bonus points during these races to try and close up that little bit of a gap that he has there. And I believe it's 6 points separating, 5 or 6 points separating the two drivers currently in the championship point standings without having them right in front of my face here. It's Ten Tenths Misdevious and Cupcake are here in 4th and 5th place, and they're about 3.6 seconds in behind Ride Light, Ismail, and the Streeter Tom here. And just kind of pacing right now, it seems like, the two of these drivers at the moment as far as the podium up ahead goes. Fast Ginger here, 9.4 seconds in behind Cupcake and Misdevious, and Medic is just falling a little bit off pace of Fast Ginger there, and about 2.9 seconds in behind. So what do we have going on here now? Alright, so we have a Jolly Rancher and JP here are getting very close together. So Jolly Rancher losing that position, I'm assuming JP just recently after the mistake in the turns 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, pardon me, about 2 laps ago. He is apparently still trying to keep up with JP here and get that position back. I mean, he's 1.1 seconds in behind and kind of just maintaining that 1.1 seconds in behind here right now. And you can see Egon just 2 seconds up ahead, just going through that second chicane there just ahead of these two. And then you can see, woo, look at BTDC Gaming having a wild ride there as he was coming through the second chicane. And oh, he most certainly had a wild ride there, and we're going to go check that wild ride out. Everything looks good here. Just a little bit too much curb, and that bounced the car, and he had a little bit of throttle input into the car, and when the car hit the pavement there, he had a little bit too much RPM into the rear tires, and unfortunately that just broke the rear free. And he went and had a little chat with the same wall that Jolly Rancher had a chat with just a little bit earlier here in the race as well. So a couple of our drivers making some mistakes in that second chicane, and we're not surprised to see that happening. It is a very difficult chicane to get right. You do need to, in a sense, cut that second sausage curbing to get a better exit and line out of that corner and better exit speed, but it's a very fine line on how much of that, A, that the race officials let you cut, and B, it can also result in what we just saw from TDC Gaming there. It can unstabilize your car and create a moment of traction loss, which can create a bigger incident and time loss and all that not so fun stuff as a racer, but great stuff for a viewer. So Streeter Tom here, ooh, he's getting it a little bit loose there as he came through the second Degner there. Degner? Dunlop? I think that's Dunlop's here. Yeah. Lesmos. He's Lesmos here. Lesmo with M's. Alright, Ismail here in 8th place. We have Ride Lightspeed in 9th position. He's really closing in here on Ismail. I mean, he's been just kind of sitting on the rear bumper of Ismail here for the last couple of laps. I'm not sure if the intention is to try and pass Ismail or maybe work with Ismail to close back up the Streeter Tom and turn this into a three-way battle for the overall race lead. But I mean, we're only 11 minutes into the race, so what's going through each racer's mind right now is entirely hard to say. If I was the one in behind the wheel, I'm thinking about pushing that BMW to try and close up on the Lexus in the lead. That's just me personally, though. I'm not saying that's what Ride Lightspeed is thinking here right now, but he is very firmly in the rear view mirror of Ismail in that BMW, the championship points leader here right now. We got some blue flags waving, so ooh, and just a little bit wrong on the exit there from Ride Lightspeed, and great save. Really gathered that up there, and unfortunately for him, that's going to cost him some time in that battle to Ismail. But now he's also got LMPH race leader coming, which means that the rest of the LMPH class is going to be coming up the road here. And you can see some very great patience exercise right there by Dylan, coming into the chicane side just to settle in behind the GT3 car and let them go through the corner and not try to make the pass there. Now, granted, that is his teammate. That might have played a factor in there, but very patient driving right there by Dylan, and that's exactly what we're hoping to see from our LMPH class this season. At points, depending on the racetracks we're racing on, you're going to have to exercise some form of patience when you're navigating around the GT3 cars, and we just saw that coming from Dylan. Again, another situation where he's kind of can't really get the move done because it's just one of those spots where you just shouldn't do it. He's just going to wait, going to cost him, a half second or a second, and he's just going to navigate around the GT3 leader. He's clear, he's free, he's back in open air now, and he can just continue on trekking up the road. So JSET, much of the same situation here right now, as he comes through Ascari there, hot to trot on his teammate there in the Lexus, and a little bit of a push forward there potentially to help gain some momentum there for Cupcake. As but he overcooks the corner there, and I think he's just letting JP through in the LMPH there. And again, Cupcake is the first race of the season for him here as well, and just allowing that LMPH driver to get the optimal line through the corner. That is a decision that those drivers are allowed to make. There's no reprimand for not sticking to the racing line in a situation like that. If a driver feels like they're going to give up the inside line to the LMPH car, and the LMPH car is aware that that's what's happening, that's entirely up to those drivers. The drivers communicate in their own ways. Sometimes we'll see flashing lights from the drivers when they're communicating. So we do have Jolly Rancher coming into pit lane here, making a pit stop. So he will be the first of our drivers to make a pit stop here. As he comes out, he's just coming out on our Ford GT of Medic here, and he's going to be on cold tires. Medic is just going to give Cobra the spot here. Cobra is going to bottle it, get it wrong, give Medic the spot back, and Cobra's going to get that LMPH back up and moving again on very cold racing tires. He's on sticker tires there. They have zero heat built up into them yet. They are not on warmers in the pit lane. They come on ice cold. So the drivers do need to build the air temperature up and the heat up in those tires after pit stops. If you take a fresh set of tires, even if you're not changing your tires are going to cool down in that time that you are in pit lane. So you do have to factor that in. Anytime that you come out of pit lane, and you're going to have a lap or two where your tires are not going to be ideal. So JSET's just getting through traffic here. 13-second gap to Dylan right now. Egon has 2.3 seconds to JSET as he's just currently navigating some of those GT3 cars as well, and we've got the LMPH class very in the thick of the GT3 cars here right now, and starting to see just a little bit of separation here in our GT3 class currently. Got TDC coming through here. He's in 5th place. We've got Jolly Rancher in 6th place for our LMPH drivers here right now. But it is Streeter Tom leading the charge here for our GT3 class. He's got JP all over him there. He makes a mistake coming out of turn number 2 and just keeps the car over on that side of the track. JP just continues wrecking up the road there, but that's good for Ismail. That was some time gained right there for Ismail. So 2.7 seconds and closing right now as we head up into turns number 4 and 5. And again, the second chicane here at Monza, and then that takes you into a very short run into Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. And you can see Ride Lightspeed is right there in tow. So our top 3 here again in the GT3 only separated currently by 4 seconds. You can see Ten Tenths Simracing is here in 4th place currently, only 5.5 seconds in behind there too. So you can just see those cars around the corner. She's coming around the corner, kind of going into the next section. So 2.7 second gap between Cupcake and Miss Devious here. We've got Fast Ginger in 12th place, if I can get the button right, in that Mercedes AMG. And he's about 18 seconds in behind Cupcake currently, and we've got Medic in behind Fast Ginger. So it is Dylan. He is going to make his first pit stop of the race here, and it is on lap number 11. So that should give Jay the lead as he chooses to continue on going around. Egon is going to do the same thing, and so is JP. So Dylan is going to drop off the podium for the time being here with that pit stop, but I assume that obviously the drivers are going to have to make a pit stop at some point here in the race, and when that is, we'll have to wait and see how pit delta works back out. But for the time being, Dylan in 4th place as he comes out of pit lane. So J-Set now our race leader. We have JP here in 3rd place. He's 2.7 seconds in behind 2nd place, 10 tenths Egon. Dylan comes out 5 seconds in behind JP, and a half-second penalty to serve when he comes out of the Scari TDC Gaming. Struggling a little bit with that Toyota here at Monza today, it seems like, in 5th place currently, but still ahead of Jolly Rancher. He's got the 6.5 second gap on currently in 6th position here, and you can see Jolly Rancher is just starting to navigate some of our GT3 traffic here as well. You can see Cupcake just holding his line. That's exactly what the GT3 cars are supposed to do, and the LMPH guys gotta figure it out. Going to have to navigate around Miss Devious here. Now these are teammates. Jolly Rancher and Miss Devious make up Team Devious Rancher, and he will now have to navigate, of course, his teammate here. And I would assume we're going to see some patience into the Lesmo 2 here, which we did, and very good patience exercise by our LMPH drivers here tonight. I'm very impressed. They never cease to amaze me, in all honesty. Our racers are very respectful, very clean, very professional. We really do appreciate that. So Streeter Tom here currently in the race lead. You see he's getting away with the blue flag as TDC Gaming now closing in here, our 5th place LMPH car on the grid. And as we head down through Parabolica, we should see this pass get done just after the exit of Parabolica here. We should see TDC take down the inside and be gone by the start finish line. And see you later, alligator. Ismail here in 8th place, and he is allowing Jolly Rancher to get through there now, and that has allowed Ride Lightspeed to get a good run back on him here, and Ride Lightspeed is very firmly in the slipstream of Ismail here, and he's just going to take that outside line. Ismail's going to stay on that semi-defensive line there, and some clean air for both drivers as they come into a very difficult racing sector, and a big slide from Ride Lightspeed as he comes out of there, but he loses 0 momentum there, and he's just going to settle right back in behind Ismail there and continue the charge. So he lost a little bit of momentum, about 4/10 of a second on the exit there. So that was a great save, and not really cost himself a whole lot of time in that slide. And the Lexus is very spicy. It is a very torquey car, especially in lower gears on exit. But you can see when you get it right, it just goes. And he closed right back up on the rear bumper of Ismail here, and I don't want to leave this. I feel like we're going to see a positional battle here out of these two before the end of the next couple laps here. So let's sit with our 2nd and 3rd place GT3 cars here as they continue on trekking down the road here. We're trying to keep an eye on where Dylan is here as well. to see if he's closing in on JP or not. So Ride the Lake is going to use that slipstream. He is going to try and get the run on the outside of that BMW here. And now as we head into Parabolica, the bigger question is which line is going to be the faster line here? Are we going to see that outside line hold strong like we did early in the race? Or are we going to see the inside line be key here? And it looks like Ismail is going to defend on the inside line, but he's going to head into pit lane. And Ride the Lake has decided, you know what, I'm going to stay out for another lap, get myself out of that battle, get some clean air, and really try to maximize this next lap around the racetrack. Ismail, on the other hand, has decided to bring that thing in and get some new tires on that race car. So Miss Devious here, she's going to come through, is going to take over third place with that pit stop made there by Ismail. That puts Cupcake up into fourth position as well. Ismail's going to come out, looks like just ahead of Fast Ginger here. As Fast Ginger's just coming down the front straight right now, and that gap should be within just a couple seconds at this point. And that puts Medic here in a 13th position, and he's about a minute in behind, but he just made a pit stop here, it looks like, and he's got some LMP traffic here coming down on him as well. So J-Set is our current race leader here. He has a 7.7 second gap over JP in second place, and as we were looking at J-Set's car coming down into the corner here, we noticed that these two LMPH cars are very, very close together. So let's get on to this battle for second place between Dylan and JP, and great move there by Dylan. He just takes it up the inside and is able to really plant the power down really well, and was able to get a run, but JP's on the inside track going through Curva Grande there, and is going to hold the position down from Dylan, but Dylan's going to go ahead up the inside heading into turn 4 and 5, and that should give him the position here. But JP's going to look for the over-under. No, he does not. He just settles in behind Dylan, and Dylan is going to get the job done there. A beautiful pass from Dylan there for second position into that second chicane here at Monza, and now the target is J-Set up ahead. So JP is going to try and sit there with Dylan, maybe re-attack, or just let Dylan bring him closer to J-Set. I'm not sure what they're thinking there, but that's the situation at hand there right now. TDC Gaming has about 20 seconds in behind the podium here currently, so it's a little bit of a different race right now. It's a race between the podium and then our remaining LMPH drivers in behind, so 3.8 seconds separating Cat and Rancher, and Egon's about 13 seconds in behind Jolly Rancher here currently, and I'm assuming that's due to a pit stop. It is due to a pit stop. Streeter Tom is our GT3 leader here currently in round number 4 at Monza, coming in for his first race of the season this week and showing to be very strong here at Monza. Miss Devious here in 8th position. She's got 9 seconds in behind Tom, but she does have Cupcake in tow, now currently sitting in 3rd position here, 4.8 seconds in behind. We've got Ismail here in 10th position. He's got 14 seconds in behind Cupcake and Miss Devious, but has made a pit stop. And you can see that the LMPH race leader is closing in here, so Jay is going to want to clean up this GT3 traffic as quickly and efficiently as possible here, so he can try to open the gap up to Dylan chasing in second place. You can see he's going to easily get around Ismail there as he comes through the Lesmos into the straight towards the Scar. And you can see the LMPH drivers, pardon me, have been showing some extremely good patience tonight while navigating the GT3 traffic. They're going to pass what looks like a half a dozen times here tonight potentially. So we got teammates in different classes here right now just navigating each other. You can see Dylan getting around Ride the Light Speed here. Now he's got to get around Fast Ginger, and you see JP is right there, and we got a battle going on here between JP and Dylan now and this is for second place. So two different lines for Parabolica we're seeing from these drivers here. JP takes a much wider entry, where Dylan takes a very tighter entry and uses a very wide exit, and it's hard to say which one of those is better, but we are nose to tail racing and side by side action for second place in the LMPH division, and it is going to go to Dylan here as we head out of the first chicane. And you can see I believe that's Ismail just up ahead. Fast Ginger gets it a little bit wrong there, and the over-under from Ride to Lightspeed there to get underneath that Mercedes without incident as well. And you can see Ismail's just going to hold his line there, and these guys are going to navigate around on the outside. Tough business there, as that curve naturally wants to pull you outside, so the LMPH guys got to be aware of their throttle input there. And a little mistake made there by JP. You can see the teammates side by side there, as JP's now got to get back around to Ismail, causing a little bit of time for both the drivers there. That was not ideal for either one of them there, but it happens. We got TDC Gaming here in 4th position, and doing it real well here, but struggling a little bit at Monza tonight. We got Jolly Rancher here struggling a little bit as well in 5th place, and Egon is here in 6th place. I'm not sure why he's fallen off the pace so quickly. He maybe had an incident somewhere we missed, but on a different tire strategy, which is very evident, but I don't know if that is going to cost him the amount of time difference that we're seeing. So our race leader for GT3 now coming into pit lane here, which puts Ismail chasing. So does the undercut work here for Ismail? Does he come out ahead of Tom, or is he going to come out in behind Tom? And then what is the difference in the gap going to be between the two once we figure out how that's going to come out to play? Ride to Lightspeed in 3rd position, with 10 Tenths Misdevious sitting currently in 4th position, and everything's kind of falling back into play as the pit stop sequence starts to make its way through. And it is so close that Ismail is going to jump Streeter Tom here with the pit stop sequence and retain the race lead back from Streeter Tom here. So Ismail now leading the GT3 class, but it is not by much. Tom is only 1 second in behind there, and I have a battle here going on between 10 Tenths Misdevious and it looks like Ride to Lightspeed for 3rd place here right now as well in the GT3 class, and it looks like Misdevious is currently holding down that 3rd place. And then we've got some GT3 traffic, or LMPH car traffic coming in here, and TDC got stuck in an awkward spot there, and Jolly Rancher got stuck in an awkward spot there, but he does get the job done. And oh my, that was a little bit crazy right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna cue that up. We gotta cue that up. That was some passing right there. That was tricky. TDC got hung up in behind a GT3 car. Cobra takes advantage, gets up the inside of TDC Gaming, but has to check up not to T-bone the GT3 car, which checks him up, gives TDC the run on him. But then Jolly Rancher does sweep around in front of the Lexus just ahead of TDC Gaming there. And boy, that was a tense moment right there on the racetrack, and we've seen that a couple times this season from these LMPH drivers. I mean, they are ruthless on the racetrack. They battle whether there's a GT3 car beside them or not, and that was much of the same thing right there. He seen an opportunity, and he took full advantage of that opportunity, gaining that position back on TTC Gaming. So clean, no contact made. But boy, tense moments there, and you can see Jolly Rancher now navigating this battle for the GT3 lead between Streeter Tom and Ismail, and now TDC Gaming's in the middle of all this here as well. We got defending going on, we got battling going on, and TDC Gaming's like, oh my god, where am I going to go? Tom touching the grass a little bit here as we're side by side through turn 1 and 2. TDC Gaming just wants to get through, but he is caught up absolutely in behind this GT3 battle, and he's like, no, I don't care what you guys are doing, I am going around this time. And he gets the job done, but boy, oh boy, what a tough spot there for TDC Gaming, as that cost him a ton of time while he was trying to close back in on Jolly Rancher there, getting stuck in behind this GT3 battle for the lead. And that is multi-class racing, baby. Oh, that is the finest action we've seen all season long so far, as battles are ensuing all over this racetrack. I got a big smile on my face. I love racing so much, and this battle is still going on. Streeter Tom getting the job done there through Lesmo 1 and 2 on Ismail, and Ismail tucks it right back in behind Streeter Tom here, and we have got a good old-fashioned battle happening right here for the race lead in GT3 right now. this is a doozy between these two. Streeter Tom is trying to ditch that BMW. Ismail's like, no, I am not done playing yet. Where do you think you're going, friend? And it is game on here. Separated only by 0.6 of a second right now. That Lexus getting just a little bit of a better run on that BMW there through Ascari. Now, we cannot take away from our battle for third place here either. Ten Tenths Mischievous is just 1.3 seconds ahead of Ride Lightspeed here currently. Ride Lightspeed has been closing in ever so slightly here, bit by bit, turn by turn, lap by lap on Ten Tenths Mischievous as well. Alright, let's go check on what's going on here. Let's go see what is going on up in the LMPH class. Got a 20-second gap from Dylan over Jay side. Jay did just make a pit stop there, so it looks like he is about par, I think, on him there with when the pit stop sequence started there. The big gainer here is Jolly Rancher, moving himself up into P3 here, so he's got himself back on the podium. TDC Gaming now into fourth place here. We've got JP, who's just made a pit stop, in fifth place, and we've got Egon, our final LMPH driver here, in the sixth position, just 14 seconds in behind JP here. 1 second penalty there, and that is not ideal for our LMPH drivers. So back to this GT3 battle for the lead here, as we have Streeter Tom and Ismail. The separation between the two cars is just about a second, but we see a second penalty here on Streeter Tom's car. So now Tom is going to serve this penalty as we get out of Ascari, and that's going to allow Ismail to get past Tom, and as we battle back on between these two again. So, again, GT3 class has just been absolutely crazy close all season long. There's been great battles all season long, and I mean, Tom is doing everything he can to stretch this gap out, because he knows that when he crosses that penalty serving line, that 1.4 seconds is gone. And there it is, Ismail now challenging for the race lead, not only challenging, getting the job done. So the 1 second penalty was enough for Ismail to pull back into the race lead here. And we have a position change again here in the GT3 class, and these two are far from done here, it looks like, today. Alright, we got a couple of battles developing here in the GT3. We got JP coming up on these guys here as well in the LMPH, and he does not want to suffer the same fate that TDC was suffering there, having to be stuck behind the GT3 race leaders, battling for that race lead. And Tom's going to get the job done, so Tom moves back into the race lead, into turns 1 and 2 over Ismail here, and JP is coming here, so he is going to want to find the ideal spot to pass these guys, because we're battle on between the GT3 guys right now. And JP thought about maybe trying to get it done right there, but he decides nope, probably not going to happen. Checks up, gets back in behind, and now he's probably going to have to wait through the Lesmos here, and he's going to have to do it in the run up to Ascari. So not ideal for JP as he's trying to chase the field down after a pit stop here, and this is just costing him time. He doesn't want to endanger, obviously, his teammates' battle he's got going on here either, so he's having to make some tough decisions behind the wheel of that LMPH car here right now. He does manage to get around his teammate there, and does he have enough steam to get around the Lexus driver here as he heads into Ascari? Tom getting out of the way to allow that to happen there, and great job by all three of those drivers to navigate that tough situation there. Mischievous here is in third place in the GT3 class, and Ride Light is still closing in ever so bit, little bit by little bit by little bit here. Has that gap down to just under a second here now as well. Cupcake holding fourth place here in the GT3. We've got Fast Ginger in fifth position, and we've got Medic here in sixth place. Why do I feel like that's wrong? Are we missing a driver? I think we lost a driver. Oh, we didn't lose a driver. I'm just imagining things. Alright, so 21 seconds between Dylan and Jay. Jay has 8 seconds over Jolly Rancher. Jolly Rancher has 16 over JP. JP has 22 over Egon. Egon has 2 over TDC Gaming. So, not a whole lot really brewing up in the LMPH side of things, pardon me. So let's go to our GT3 class. We have Streeter Tom in the race lead here. He's opened up about a 1.2 second gap. Ooh, whistle a little bit right there over Ismail in the BMW here currently, and I suspect that this battle is far from done. We've got Miss Devious and Ride Lightspeed here in 3rd and 4th place in the GT3 class, and this battle is just starting to heat up here, it looks like. So let's just sit right here for a moment. And Miss Devious picking up a half-second track penalty there somewhere in the last 2 or 3 corners, and with Ride Light right on the doorstep here, that is not going to be ideal for Ten Tenths Miss Devious. She is going to probably lose that position to Ride Lightspeed here, heading out of Ascari in towards the Parabolica, and that half second is going to cost her about a second, so she's going to end up probably about 2 or 3 car lengths in behind Ride Lightspeed by the time she gets back up to speed after having to serve that penalty here. So very unfortunate for Miss Devious here as she comes through, and she's going to serve that penalty right there, and we're going to see Ride Light just move on up by on the outside. Miss Devious is going to have to tuck it right back in, and that is a positional change for 3rd place in our GT3 class here, as Ride Lightspeed is going to get on that final step on the podium there due to that penalty handed down by track officials. Miss Devious is going to bring it into pit lane on that note. Fast Ginger here is in 6th position in the GT3, and we have Medic in 7th position here in the GT3 as well. Cupcake also coming into pit lane to change his tires as well. So we see a couple of Lexus drivers on very similar strategies as far as when they're pitting anyways, what the tires are. I haven't noticed if they're the same or not, but we do have Dylan here, and Dylan is closing in on his teammate, who's now in 3rd position solely here, as Miss Devious does make that pit stop, and we're on lap 23 for the LMPH. We're on lap 20 for GT3 at the 36-minute mark, so we're going to see the LMPH pass these GT3 cars at least a couple more times yet in this race here today. Jay is in 2nd position. Big wiggle coming out of turn 5 there, and I was just going to say, it is starting to close the gap up on Dylan a little bit there. Has it down to 18.8 seconds, but a couple of little wiggles there, and that's going to give a little bit of that time back. But with that being said, he has given himself a nice cushion to who is now JP now in 3rd place. So Jolly Rancher making a pit stop is why we see that position change between JP and Jolly Rancher, and is 17 seconds in behind. Egon now 8 seconds in behind, and a feisty little battle here between him and TDC Gaming right now. So let's keep our eye on this for a moment as we head down through Curva Grande here into the 2nd chicane here at Monza. And I mean, good, nice, healthy little engagement here between the 2 drivers. So let's see how they handle it here. TDC gets a really good run actually out of the 2nd chicane there on turn 5, but wasn't able to take advantage of the LMPH driver in front there with that good run. So maybe we're not seeing a battle here. Maybe TDC is content with just sitting in behind Egon. But I kind of feel like that is not the case based off of what we know. And nope, I'm just mistaken by that. TDC is going to try and get the job done, but he's going to have to do it on the tough side heading into Ascari, and Egon placing his car in the right spot at the right place on the racetrack to defend that corner in that position for the time being. He does hold the charge from TDC Gaming off, but TDC is on the outside on the exit of Ascari, and we're side by side through Parabolica here, and TDC is going to hold the momentum on the outside of Parabolica and get the job done. So TDC Gaming moving himself up into 5th place here ahead of Egon, and just when you think the battles are done, these pit strategies start drawing these drivers back together, and it is just a whole fresh side of battle, and again, we love it. So Streeter Tom, 4.2 seconds up the road here now from Ismail. Ismail has 6.9 seconds from Ride Lightspeed, who has 26 seconds on Miss Devious here currently. But she did just make a pit stop, so that could very well factor in here in the latter part of this race. We have just a little under 21 minutes remaining here in our race tonight. It's Cupcake here in 4th position. GT3, we have 5th position in GT3. We've got Fast Ginger here in 12th position, or 6th position in the GT3s here tonight, and we've got Medic in 7th position here in the GT3s tonight as well. Alright, so our race leader, 19 seconds up the road, our overall race leader, and our LMPH race leader here as well, but was giving some of that time away here to J-Set. Whoa! Got it a little bit wrong there. Let's take a look at what happened there. Did Tom just make a mistake heading into that second chicane there, or was there a little bit of a touch between the two? Oh, there was, I think, just a small touch between the two drivers there, and I think because of that small touch, unfortunately for Tom, he wasn't able to get the car stopped, and he gets off track, and that is going to bring Ishmael right back into the fight here. So let's go see what's going on up front here, as Ishmael is going to find himself right back on the rear bumper of the 313 Lexus here from Streeter Tom. So boy, it gets interesting. It was hard to tell. It looked like there was just a small amount of contact there between the front and rear of the LMPH and the Group 3 Lexus there, but I could be wrong. It was just the angle that we were given to look at it. And yeah, Tom just wasn't quite able to hold the braking zone down there. So we're going to see pit stops from our GT3 race leaders here. Tom and Ismail are going to come in. I think that was by design from Ismail, was when Tom goes in, he was going in. He doesn't want to lose that gap to Tom there, I don't think. So Ride Lightspeed's going to come in and take the race lead away from those two as he continues on around the racetrack. So new GT3 leader here in Lightspeed. That is going to potentially put 10 Tenths Misdevious up ahead of Tom, and Ismail will have to wait and see as she heads up towards start-finish line here if she has a good enough run there. She does not, but it is going to put her within 3.2 seconds of the podium there. So a good undercut strategy there from 10 Tenths Misdevious. Gains her some time on that podium pack there. Egon going around Cupcake here. So Cupcake is in 5th place in the GT3 class. I'm a little mixed up with the extra car in the GT3 class here today. Apparently we have Fast Ginger making a pit stop here in 6th position. And I'm assuming that will be his final stop of the race. And it looks like Medic just may have made his final stop of the race here as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out for him in that chase to Fast Ginger. Alright, so Dylan's starting to open the lead back up on Jay Set here. He's got that gap up to 22.6 seconds. Looks like Jay is struggling just a little bit there with that car going through the chicane there. You can see it was a little bit unsteady, a little bit side to side under braking there. Maybe a signifying factor that the tires are starting to kind of get past their grip point. JP here in 3rd position has 29 seconds in behind J-Set, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out here, because I think JP is good to go to the end at this point. TDC Gaming here in 4th place is 24 seconds to JP. You can see him just closing in on our GT3 race leader here. Egon is making a pit stop here, so that will put Jolly Rancher back up into 5th place here in LMPH. So let's go see what's going on up in our GT3 here. After pit stops, we have Streeter Tom with a 3.8 second gap over Ismail in 2nd position here for our GT3 cars. So Ismail here in 2nd position. You can see they were just lapping Medic there, it looked like. That puts Misdevious here in 3rd place ahead of Ride Lightspeed. So Ride Lightspeed must have made his final pit stop there as well, and that's going to place him very, very close in behind Miss Devious here as we head through into turn number 6 here, Lesmo 1. We could potentially see a battle for third place here between our GT3 class, Miss Devious and Ride Lightspeed. You can see Medic there, which is blue flag traffic for these two here, technically right now as they come around. So that will interfere with this this racing battle just slightly. That Ford GT race car does have some good straight line speed, so it will take the whole duration of this run to Ascari to get the job done for Miss Devious there ahead of Medic. And he's not doing anything wrong there. He's just holding his line. That is exactly what's expected over blue flag traffic this season. It's up to the lead lap traffic to find their way around, and that's exactly what we saw there. He does not need to just give the position away. Alright, so you can see our LMPH race leader here now is coming up to the GT3 class cars, and he thought about doing it in Parabolica there, and then realized, I think, that, oh wait, he's got a positional battle up ahead of him here. I don't want to slow him down, so he's actually going to give him a push there and continue into, okay, pit lane. So Dylan making a pit stop there, going to give a boost to his teammate there a little bit as well, which allows him to really close up on Miss Devious here, and it is going to be a battle for third place here heading into the first chicane, but he goes deep into the first entry there. Miss Devious was looking for the over-under, he blocked it off, so she's going to have to go for the over-under over, and gets the position back from Ride Lightspeed. So a great job there from Miss Devious to fight third place, defend the position, and get it back there. And I don't know if I've ever called a move like that before, an over-under-over. That was interesting. That was interesting. That's just instinct right there, I guess, as a driver. You just kind of predict the situation. She's seen that the over-under was blocked off, so she made it look like she was going to do the over-under. He closed the door, and anticipating that he was going to close the door, she absolutely used the window that was open on the other side and drove right on through. So it was that was interesting. I love seeing battles like this. This is great stuff, and this is far from over. We do have strategy difference between the two cars, so Ride to Lightspeed is not going to let up on Miss Devious here by any stretch of the imagination as we come out of Ascari here, and I do expect to see an attempted pass here coming from Ride Lightspeed as we head into Parabolica. Miss Devious is going to go defensive here, and she is going to elbows out. This girl does not give any quarters. If you are going to try and make a pass on the outside, she is going to make you work for it, and that is exactly what she's trying to do with Ride Lightspeed here. That is going to allow her again to defend the position through Parabolica. He's going to have to settle back in behind Miss Devious as we head to the start-finish line here, and he is going to have to try and re-engage this battle again. Heading into this chicane, and nope, he's not going to make the move this time. That was interesting, trying to psych Miss Devious out a little bit, so now we've got the mind game going. This is a juicy battle for third place here right now between Ride Lightspeed and Ten Tenths Miss Devious. We now have Egon coming around here in the LMPH car, so that is going to complicate this GT3 battle just a tiny little bit, but not very much. And is Ride Lightspeed going to try and follow Egon through on the inside there? No, he is not. He is just going to settle in behind Miss Devious, and he's going to see where he can get the run here. And as we come into Lesmo 1, he's still sitting in behind, but he is parked right on the back door there, and he's not letting her get away at all. He's just kind of deciding when is he going to try and get this move done here at this point. You see him take a little bit of a look, get some clean air in his race car there before the corner, and you can see Dylan is coming back in behind here again as well. So Miss Devious is going to play defensive here again, and again just allow him just enough room to have that line. And as we head into Ascari, we are side by side, and she is not making this easy for Ride Lightspeed here as we head on up out of Ascari, and we're gonna go 3 wide here heading into Parabolica. So there we go. Dylan is going to get by both of them, and Ride Lightspeed is going to get his way around Miss Devious here as well for third place, but Miss Devious is right back on the rear bumper of Ride Lightspeed, and this battle is re-engaged. A tiny little touch of the tires there between the two of them. And we're swapping some paint here tonight, boys. We're swapping some paint. Alright, going into turns 1 and 2 here, and ooh, this is a spicy battle between Ride Lightspeed and Miss Devious here right now. And oh, a little bit of a mistake, but he catches it again. He catches that car out of the corner. That was a great save there by Ride Lightspeed. It's going to cost him a little bit of time, and I suspect that this battle is not done. So let's get up in through our grid and see what we see here. Streeter, Tom, and Ismail, the battle for the GT3 lead is back on here too as well. Oh my goodness, there are just battles everywhere. Cannot watch them all at the same time. This is very unfortunate, but Dylan is navigating around that, or trying to navigate around that battle for the GT3 lead here right now, and he is going to get the job done as he heads up into Ascari here. Again, just good patience shown by our LMPH drivers here tonight. J-Set's just navigating some traffic here himself. He just navigated his teammate and going around Medic here, heading into Lesmo 1. Great job there by J-Set, getting through nice and clean and quick there. JP in third place, 25 seconds in behind. We've got Jolly Rancher trying to close in, 12.4 seconds. TDC 9 seconds in behind him, just seeing him get around Fast Ginger there, and Egon is 20 seconds in behind. But man, oh man, we have got battles all over the place here right now. And right now we're keeping our eye definitely on the GT3 podium positions, all three of them, because they're all up for grabs here right now. In this race we have 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. That's going to give us about 5 racing laps left here for our GT3 cars, and give us probably about 7 or 8 more racing laps here for our LMPH cars. And I gotta tell you, the pace has been really quick here today, and the guys or girls are really stepping the lap count up here today. I expected about the race to be finished here in the next couple laps, and we're not going to see it here for another 10 minutes. So the pace has definitely increased here in round number 4. It seems like the racers are starting to get very comfortable in their equipment. And we've had a great race here at Monza tonight. There's definitely been no lack of battles and excitement happening on this racetrack here tonight. So it is Streeter Tom holding down the race lead here from Ismail, but it's only 0.8 of a second, and Ismail is just giving Tom everything he's got here right now. That BMW is just lacking a little bit on the straight line speed on that Lexus, and that is where the difference is. So we got Jay dealing with Ride Lightspeed and Miss Devious here now, and Jay is going to get one out of Lesmo 1. He's going to tuck it in between there. It's like passing on the highway, and wait for it to be good to go and make the pass on the other. So J-Set getting around the traffic here. 1 in Lesmo 1, 1 out of Lesmo 2, and that re-engages that battle there for third place here in GT3. So it is game on. Oh man. Predictions. I don't even know where to begin. I just don't know where to begin today. Too hard to call. I think we're gonna have to hang right here, aren't we? Where are we at here? Yeah, this one's definitely closer. Alright, so Ride Lightspeed's really got the run this time. I mean, he was tucked right in underneath Miss Devious's grill there, and he already has that pass done before we head into turn 1 and 2 there. You see Miss Devious just taking a look up the inside. That's mainly just to get some clean racing area into the front end of her car so she can get what she's looking for a turn in. And Ride Lightspeed is going to hold the pass this time, so Ride Lightspeed is going to move up into third position here ahead of Miss Devious. But again, I suspect that this battle is far from done. Let's quick take a look up at the GT3 race lead here, separated by 1.1 seconds here between Ismail and Streeter Tom right now. So my, oh my, this is some racing going on, and the GT3 cars have been stealing the show this season, haven't they, chat? They have just been absolutely putting on a spectacular set of races in this multi-class series here. Very close, very tight, good battles all race long. The LMPH have been spread out. They're a little more separated in the drivers there, just based off of obviously their knowledge and comfortability with that car. But the GT3 drivers are very, very tight this season. Very, very good battling here. So, I mean, the emphasis on this point system and what it can do in a championship and how close I think that these championships can be with the current point system we've got operating right now. I think we're onto something here. I really do. It's unfortunate we don't have a real live test for it this season, but we do have another championship coming in the summertime, so hopefully we can put it to better use in that championship with some multiple divisions going on. We got a really special championship coming up this summer here from GT45 Gaming Motorsports. So everybody needs to get their GT3 and GT4 racing hats on in the summertime, and make sure you got some Peugeots, because we got something a little special coming for the community here in the summertime, and it's to honor a member of our community that we lost last year. So some big things planned for this year, and we just recently lost another friend of the community here as well over the weekend. And actually, I do want to say something about that. I meant to say something about that earlier in the stream. I do want to send my best wishes and my condolences to the Murray family. RWB Spider passed away this weekend while racing. It was a sad moment for the Simracing community, GT champions and RWB, the team especially, and of course all the friends and family for RWB Spiders. So lost but never forgotten. And since we're on that topic, that is kind of basically what our summer championship is exactly about. Lost but never forgotten. And oh my, a moment here from Jolly Rancher, and he is going to lose that position to TDC Gaming there, and very close to collecting up. I believe that was Cupcake there that was coming through in the Lexus there, but Cupcake just nestled his way through there. And that's going to be a position lost there for Jolly Rancher, and oh boy, he is in tough shape here with 4 minutes left in this race. I tell you what, Egon's 31 seconds back. He may have a shot here. Streeter Tom has 2.9 seconds over Ismail here currently, who has, these guys got 11 seconds over Ride Light and Miss Devious, and this battle is far, far from over. Miss Devious is still on the rear bumper of Ride Lightspeed here, and as we head into turns 1 and 2, we're not seeing anything happening here right now. Oh, Miss Devious is a little bit under the braking there. You can see she car got really hard pull in there, and she had to really make the evasive maneuver. Takes a hard look on the inside there, eats a whole lot of curb, manages to avoid contact with Ride Lightspeed there. A little bit of situational awareness from Ride Lightspeed, see that the situation was happening, gave a little bit of extra room there, and both these two Lexus drivers were able to get through there safely. But boy, tense moments as Miss Devious in that slipstream and a little bit of overspeed, just could not get the car to stop in time there, and just avoiding a very, very catastrophic incident, but is going to get rewarded for those reactions with a great attempted pass here coming out of turns 4 and 5. And as we head through to Lesmos, we are side by side, but Ride Lightspeed just gets the better run, and out of Lesmo 2 he is going to hold third place down here from Ten Tenths Miss Devious. And now we've got Jay said in the LMPH coming through here, and he's going to take his way around this battle heading up into Ascari. So Ride Lightspeed now going to go on the defensive here, and Miss Devious is just kind of moving around a little bit here, trying to psych out the driver in front a little bit, see if she can get him to make a mistake, make an opportune choice to see if she can get a better line into the corner or a better charge. And she tried to get a look up the inside there, but that door was very quickly closed here by Ride Lightspeed. And this race is getting very, very feisty here, and a little bit of an extra movement there heading into Parabolica. And I'm not sure if that was just to set up for the corner or what that was there, but Miss Devious is all over the rear bumper of Ride Lightspeed here right now, and she is going to try and get the job done on the outside now as we head down the front straight into turns 1 and 2. She does have lead position heading into the corner, but she is on the outside corner, and she is just going to shut that door as she heads through that first apex and take the position back from Ride to Lightspeed. And I gotta tell you what, these two Lexus drivers are stealing the show at the end of this race with this absolutely great battle here for 3rd and 4th place in the GT3 class. This battle has been going onwards of about 8 or 9 laps here now, and it is not over yet. Ride to Lightspeed's going to respond. He's going to take a look here coming into turn 4 and 5. We are side by side, and it is elbows out racing by these two here as they continue to charge through the Lesmos here in Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Now it is Ride Lightspeed back into P3. We got, a big snap there from Ride Lightspeed, and a reaction there from Miss Devious managing to avoid that contact, and another mistake made there by Ride Lightspeed. Miss Devious is going to get to run on the outside as we head up into Ascari. This is going to be the final lap here for these GT3 drivers here as well, it looks like, as Dylan, our LMPH race leader, is also coming. So where is Ishmael here? Are these guys going to get to the start-finish line in time? It is going to be very, very close, actually. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. We got a battle happening here. There's so much going on. All right, we got to stick with this battle. Dylan up the inside, 3 wide as we head towards Parabolic, and Miss Devious is on the defense. The Ride Lightspeed is going to try and send it hard on the outside. He's going to send it deep. He's going to go off the corner there. That should be enough for Miss Devious to hold the position here from Ride Lightspeed, and it is going to happen. Miss Devious is going to take 3rd. Ride Lightspeed is going to take 4th place here and just fall off that podium. Dylan is going to win for LMPH here. We got J-Set just coming through here right now as we head through Parabolica. We see Egon in 5th and Jolly Rancher finishing here in 6th place. So it all fell apart there for Jolly Rancher at the end of that race. His tires just did not quite make it all the way, and Jay is going to take 2nd position here. JP will take 3rd position here, and his Medic that's going to come through here in 7th place for the GT3 class, as well as JP and Medic are going to come through almost at the same time here as they go by each other into Parabolica. So JP will take 3rd place here in the LMPH individual here tonight, and Medic will finish there in 7th position. We got TDC Gaming here coming through Ascari right now. He does have the GT3 race leader in behind here as well, so as soon as TDC Gaming goes through, we will jump straight to Streeter Tom and Ishmael. Looks like there is a gap there, so we don't need to be right there right this second. Ismail is fairly close there, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move. It's going to take a mistake from Tom in the Parabolica here for Ismail to have a shot, I think, at the GT3 win here, and it's going to be a 4th place finish there for TDC Gaming. It is going to be a GT3 race win for Streeter Tom here. It is going to be Ishmael in 2nd place, Miss Devious in 3rd, Ride Lightspeed there in 4th place. We have Cupcake finishing in 5th place. We had Fast Ginger finishing in 6th position, and again Medic finishing there in 7th place for our GT3 class. Woo! All right, that was a lot to take in. There was a lot going on there in that race tonight. There were some great battles tonight. Great pit strategies again here this week. Dylan again showing his dominance in the LMPH division here. We had newcomer Streeter Tom come into the GT3 class, and boy, he is going to throw that GT3 class up into a whole different game now. Streeter Tom's coming in. He's a very quick driver. He had very good performance here. Him and Ismail had some great battling in this race here today for that race lead, and Streeter Tom just edging Ismail out. So some competition coming into the GT3 class here in round number 4, and that's going to shake up the GT3 point standings a little bit, I think, as these rounds progress. But I mean, the LMPH Dylan is just proving to be very strong. He had a moment, went from first to fifth place there at the beginning of the race. He was just bumped all out of turn number one a little bit there, lost some positions, but he didn't panic. He just stuck to his strategy, stuck to his game plan. He pushed through and found himself 20 seconds to the good again here in the race lead. So almost halfway through the season, nobody has an answer for Dylan yet. But if there is going to be anybody that's going to have an answer, it's going to be next week. Any one of these 13 or more drivers by next week has a chance to win next week's round. Next week's round is a double points round. Next week's round is also the mid-season special. Next week's round is an oval. We are going to put our multi-class drivers onto the Daytona Tri-Oval on racing hard tires and do exactly what we just did here on the oval. We're going to bring out a safety car, and we're going to use a live cautionary strategy. So next week is going to be a very interesting week, and with the difference in speeds between the LMPH and the GT3 cars, is going to be two separate races, but when they meet on this oval and they got to navigate around each other, that's when things are going to get interesting. This is a slipstream is going to win the race style racing. We are taking the left and right hand corners out of it, and we are going to put what is familiar street racers into a stock car race setting. So that means that the first 59 minutes of the race really are irrelevant, but keeping your car safe and trying to put yourself in a position to use the final lap to try and take first place. It is all about slipstream. It is all about draft. And it is all about making the right decisions at the right moments when it comes to Daytona Tri-Oval and high-speed racing. These LMP cars will see 200 plus miles an hour next week, and these GT3 cars will be upwards of 180 miles an hour next week as well at the Daytona Tri-Oval. So you don't want to miss what is happening next week. It is our mid-season special. It is a double points round. Huge points there for drivers that are trying to close up gaps in the point standings available. And with this points format, it is most certainly possible to gain some points in the double points round next week. So if anybody can have an answer to Dylan, the Daytona Tri-Oval is going to be a track where any driver has an equal opportunity to win this race. Points are up for grabs next week, and they are big points. So make sure you put it in your schedule, mark it on your calendar, get it in your little PDF, whatever it is that you track your schedule on. GT45 Gaming Motorsports, 9 p.m. Eastern Time sharp. We got a doozy for everybody, as we're doing something a little different here in our GT7 world with our GT3 cars during a championship season. We like to be different, we like to be unique, and we really wanted to throw a twist into the season. Round 5 is our twist. We appreciate y'all. We hope you all enjoyed the race here today. Again, congratulations to our racers. Congratulations to Dylan for the LMPH win, fastest lap, and pole position. Congratulations to JSET for second place and JP for third position. We head over to our GT3s. We have Streeter Tom and Ismail for first and second place, and Ten Tenths Mischievous in third position. And it is going to be Streeter Tom with the fastest lap point as well. So coming in clean, sweeping the board here in his first round of racing this season as well. Ooh, boy, things just got interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what. On behalf of Ten Tenths Simracing, GT45 Gaming, GT45 Gaming Motorsports, our administration staff, we would like to thank all the viewers for hanging out with us here tonight. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Again, if you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, don't forget to hit that like and that share button. It's free to do, helps the page grow. And if you really want to see more great commentary and great racing content and other great content from GT45 Gaming and GT45 Gaming Motorsports, hit that sub button, become a member of this great Winner Circle community, and we'll catch you soon on the next one. We got a lot going on here at Ten Tenths Simracing this week. So Ten Tenths Simracing is presenting the Multiclass Championship this series. We are in a 8-hour Red Bull Endurance Championship with the International Racing Organization this Saturday here in Split 2. So there's a good chance we're not going to see too many live streams here this week, as the team is going to be very heavy preparing in Austria for the next week for our race this weekend. So I will see what I can do for some late night content after practice for everybody, but this week could be definitely a slow week for streaming due to some very busy endurance preparation that we are getting ready for at 1010 Sim Racing. So again, appreciate everybody's support, appreciate those that are coming in. I know we haven't been streaming much, we're working our way back in. We should start seeing regular content popping up on the YouTube channel here. At the moment, we have the routine back in situation, but we appreciate y'all. We really hope you all enjoyed round 4, because round 5 is potentially going to be the baddest, most epic race of the season next week, and then we'll have a week off for our racers and families for Easter. So thank you all. Hope you all have a great rest of your week if we don't see you this week, and remember, you all matter. Stay winning, and I always challenge my viewers every week to do a random act of kindness, no matter how big or how small it is. It could be just buying somebody's coffee or throwing a quarter on the counter because they're short change at the gas station, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything significant. One random act of kindness I challenge each and every one of you to do this week, because you could make a difference in that person's life with that small act of kindness, and people like that. People appreciate that, and they pay that forward, and that's how we change the world into a better place, is by continuing to pay forward good vibes and positive attitude and good messages. So I love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate y'all.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me. But they hate from inside, you see, hate themselves in society. So I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen, oh the irony. To hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me.